Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at a Bluetooth speaker that's aiming to solve a problem for people that use their phone for conference calling a lot. So if you're used to using the speakerphone on your phone and you're not happy with that experience, the Confrence Mate should be able to give you a much better experience. So this is TK, let's go ahead and check it out. Here's the packaging, the Confrence Mate portable NFC-enabled Bluetooth speakerphone. So we do have an NFC tag embedded in the middle of the actual unit. It's really intended for conference calling. It will play back music, it has a good speaker on it, but the main benefit of this is intended to be kind of like a mini conference calling station. You connect it to your phone via Bluetooth and or 3.5mm headphone jack, and you just set it and go. So I took everything else out of the box. We do have a micro USB to USB to A, type A connector. You could use this to charge it directly using the little brick that they gave us with it. This comes with it directly. 5V at 1A charger, and you're able to just plug it directly into the unit itself. Not a big issue, standard. It does have a couple of ports on it on the side. We have 3 toggle buttons on the left. The left one is off, middle one is on, and furthest one to the right is pairing mode. So it goes into pairing mode if you go directly to the right, so that's flashing blue and red. So you're able to jump directly into it or go directly into the power on and connect it to the last device that connects to it. LED, of course, just tells us that it's on. We have a micro USB port for charging, 3.5mm headphone jack, no cable provided for us, but you're able to just plug in your normal cable and it will work. The speaker's at the bottom. It's bottom facing with some support here so that if it's sitting on the table, it doesn't actually directly hit. And it has an opening on all 4 sides, so you get one on each side. So the sound will resonate down, out, and it gives you a much better experience. So you definitely get a much wider sound coming out of this unit. As I mentioned before, we have a volume up, volume down. The middle button is just a little bit of a fabric over it where the NFC tag is sitting, as well as the, this is basically if you want to mute the volume on it and unmute it again and answer. And I already have my S7 Edge connected to it, so we're going to just put things aside. We do have an instruction manual explaining to us in English on how to be able to use it. Initially, it took me a couple of seconds to understand some of the logos on it, but definitely if you want to pair it to a new device, you just turn it into the pairing mode and you're pretty much set. The main controls that you have here, and of course we have a registration card. I've went ahead and paired it with my S7 Edge. Obviously you can pair it via Bluetooth and NFC. So for initial pairing, you can tap the NFC tag directly on your device and then you'll be able to play directly on it. Initiating music works pretty much as if you're connected to it. You'll notice that it's playing there. You don't have the ability of skipping track, which is one thing I didn't know why, but we don't have that. It's really meant for conference calling. So I can lower the volume here. And if you notice, it's not lowering it on my phone, it's lowering it on the unit itself. So I can bump it up here. And then I can still bump up the volume on the phone. And I'm able to stop the song there. For conference calling, it works even better because what happens is that the phone is sitting on the side, and when a call comes in, you just answer it by tapping the phone on the side here, and then you're able to mute and unmute your mic directly. So the interface takes over what your phone can do, and it works really good. So I'm talking to you guys. The audio is going to come directly from the actual speaker. Overall, very nice design. I like the fact that it's facing downwards and it resonates out, so the sound looks like it's coming from all directions, which is really good and immersive, especially if you're in a conference mode, because if you have people sitting in front, right to the right or the side, all areas will get the same audio, and then from a microphone standpoint and actually getting the sound, it works really good from the center, so it captures the audio really, really good. Very nice. The playback on it, as far as time, it's about 5, maybe 6 hours roughly. Mixed usage. I've had it mostly used to play music, so I'm using more power out of it. But if you use it for conference calling, you can probably get around the advertised 10 hours or so. And then charging it back is pretty simple. Just plug it into the micro USB and you're set. Turning it off, you just switch it off to the left, you got a blue light telling you that it's off, and it's done. If you want to interface directly with it with a 3.5mm headphone jack, you could do so. You do need to provide your own cable. That's the only one thing you want to be aware of. I like the design. I like the fact that it really works well as a conference calling system. If you've ever been to either a school or at work, if you've been to a conference room and you've seen some of these really nice setup where you have this basically unit that sits in the center of the table and everybody's able to use it. And the reason behind that is the way it's set up. It has directional microphones to give you better experience, and then the audio dissipates fits in all the directions so everybody hears the same. If you've used your phone to make these conversations, you'll notice that a directional phone speaker will always point in one direction, and some people may not hear what the other person is saying. This does a really good job of just resonating it down and letting the audio go in all direction, and then has a single microphone in the front to be able to get a good experience so people can hear you. Muting and unmuting your volume is really good. Hanging up and answering the phone call on it again. It's designated, or at least designed, to be a conference calling. That's why it's called a conference mate. Audio playback is not bad, as you guys heard with the hands-on. It's pretty decent. I wouldn't call this the best speaker, but I definitely like the fact that it works as both, speakerphone and as well as, audio playback for Bluetooth music. Other than that, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll give you guys a link in the description below. I want to say thank you very much for allowing me to review this unit. It's easy, it's portable, it's functional, and if you need it for the work that you need to do, it will do the job and it will do it pretty well. I used it with the S7 Edge, as I showed you guys with the hands-on, so can't really complain too much. Like and subscribe as usual. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, thank you very much for allowing me to review this unit, and thank you for the support. I'll see you guys in the next one. Initial thing, it says let's get started. Swipe left for widgets, so we'll go ahead and swipe to the left. Front facing camera, fingerprint sensor is at the bottom, and again, this isn't a button, it's